Good morning and greetings from the wild Atlantic Way in the beautiful west of Ireland. My name is Joe Guthrie and I'm delighted to be here with you this morning. I've been on a journey of learning and personal growth over the past 12 years, studying with Tony Robbins and becoming a senior leader in his organisation, while also studying with the One World Academy, where I am now a member of the Academy's One Consciousness Fellowship. Senior leaders in the Robbins organisations have been trained by Tony in the 7 Master Steps to Influence, and we attend his events worldwide to support participants on their journeys of personal growth. The Academy's One Consciousness Fellowship are a group of individuals that have been selected by the Academy founders Krishnaji and Preetaji and trained at the campus in India to help in spreading the work of the Academy to seekers around the world. Now, my talk today will principally be about the Academy's teachings. The One World Academy is a wisdom and meditation school based from a beautiful campus in Chennai, India. The Academy was founded by a married couple, Krishnaji and Preetaji, who created it with a vision of bringing about a revolution in human consciousness. Its mission is to ignite everlasting change in the way that individuals live, freeing them from all forms of unhappiness by challenging every justification for living in sorrow and in isolation. This will transform and move individuals from living in persistent limiting states so that they experience each moment and all of its wonders in a beautiful and joyous state. The founders believe that the transformation of individuals is global transformation. I've been a student of the teachings for over 8 years. And my experience of life as an entrepreneur, a business owner, a husband, a parent, and leader has been powerfully influenced by them. My life has transformed, and today I am a happier and more fulfilled person as a leader in my family, my company, and my community. The Academy's underlying principle is that there are only 2 states of being. Krishnaji, the co-founder, says that you are either in a limited or suffering state, or you are not. And if you are not, you are in a limitless or a beautiful state. In today's world, many people are disconnected from the present moment, and they see life through the lens of the past, through past pain, loss, and injustice, or also through fear and anxiety for what may or may not happen in the future. In this disconnection from the present, many live in a limited or a suffering state. Now, the beautiful state is not one of a euphoric high. Rather, it is a state of calm and centered connectedness. Most people today seek to improve life by changing external circumstances and conditions. If we feel bad about something, we try to change what's on the outside with little attention to the inner state of being. But how many of us take the time to pay conscious attention to our inner state on a consistent basis? So let's speak a little now about awareness and the benefits of bringing greater awareness to our inner state of being. How might changing or being aware of our inner state of being affect us in daily life? Well, that's a very interesting question, but the first thing that we would need is to have that awareness of our inner state. And we're now going to do a simple practice, and I recommend that you should do this as it will help in bringing more awareness into your inner state. But as it is with all that is worthwhile in life, it requires a consistent practice and discipline to gain the benefits. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a few moments and connect with our inner selves. So what I'd like you to do is to sit comfortably and to please close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you do, take that deep breath. Take a few moments and ask yourself, what emotion is arising? What emotion are you experiencing in this moment? Take a little time so that you can become aware of it. And as you're becoming connected to that emotional state, observe the thoughts that are arising. And as you observe them, notice, are they flowing from the past? Maybe you're thinking about something as recently in the past as what you had for breakfast this morning. Or perhaps your thoughts are flowing towards some incident that happened while you were driving on your way to work. Or perhaps it's towards some interaction that you had with somebody that caused irritation or a little offense. Your thoughts might even be flowing from the future, and you might even be thinking about what you have to do later today when this session is over, or about some project that you're working on. And you might have a sense of anxiety about it, or even a sense of excitement. Or perhaps you're thinking about something beautiful that's to happen this evening. Or maybe you're present in this very moment and you're listening to me and experiencing the sensations of the moment. Whatever they are, these thought patterns are the source of our emotions, be they pleasant or not so pleasant, mild or intense in nature. Thoughts from the past and from the future take us out of the moment. And what we will do now is we will take a few moments to learn the practice of conscious breathing. And this practice will help us to bring ourselves completely into the present moment. So again, remaining with your eyes closed, I will take you through the steps of conscious breathing. In the first step, you will inhale, and as you inhale, silently say to yourself, inhaling now. And as you exhale, you will say, exhaling now. Let us do this together now 3 times. Now let us move our focus to the physical action of breath. Breathing deeply and fully into the lungs, feeling your lungs fully inflate with the air and your abdomen expand as you inhale, and then feeling it contract as you exhale fully, breathing diaphragmatically. Let's do this together now 3 times. Inhaling, allowing the abdomen to expand, and then exhaling and feeling it gradually contract. And 2 more times. Now we'll focus on making the exhale longer than the inhale. For example, if you inhale for a count of 3, exhale for the count of 6. If you inhale for the count of 4, exhale for the count of 8, and so forth. And as we do this now, let us bring attention to the inhaling and the exhaling, and to the movement of the body, and then to making the exhalation twice as long as the inhalation. And let's do it now 3 more times. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And continue like that for 2 more breaths. And you can now please gently open your eyes. This practice of conscious breathing brings us present into the moment. And before the conscious breath, what we did was we focused on the emotional experience that we were having. We actually focused on our inner state by just taking a breath, closing our eyes, sensing what the emotional state was, and then observing the thought patterns. Now, if you were to set an alarm on your smartphone to go off every 2 hours or so over the course of the day, and each time that it'll alert you, you were to do this simple practice that takes less than a minute, you would become more and more aware of your inner state of being. You'd actually begin to observe patterns in your state of being over the course of a day. After 7 days, you'd find that you are more consciously aware of your inner state. And once you're aware of your inner state with the simple practice that we just showed you in the conscious breath, or indeed with other simple practices that we'll teach you shortly, you will be able to move yourself from stressful to calm states in a matter of moments. Tony Robbins has a belief that the quality of our lives is directly related to the emotional states in which we predominantly live. He also teaches that it is in our moments of decision that our destiny is shaped. These were two of his teachings that really resonated with me. And in my time with the Academy, I have seen that many people are not aware of their inner state of being and react to unfolding circumstances from places of hurt and unawareness. In other words, making decisions reactively. And the very first insight from the Academy that impacted me was one that says, decisions made in a state of conflict do not lead to intelligent or wise action. Now, I'm sure that, like me, that in the past, many of you will have made a decision, for example, in a state of anger. And if you take a moment to reflect on it, you may see that it didn't lead to the wisest action, and it may not have delivered on the most auspicious outcome. I know that's certainly the case for me, and it may well be for you also. Now, we all have leadership roles in life, and I realize that many of you here today have leadership roles in business. And in fact, one of the roles in business that many of you would have relates to sales. Our inner state influences and impacts those around us, particularly when we are in a leadership role. And as leaders, we are continually making decisions that affect ourselves and others. So clearly, our inner state of being is important to our roles. Many of us experience stress in the form of limited states such as anger, sadness, fear, anxiety, overwhelm, or similar negative emotions. Now, if I were to ask you to name the major causes of stress in your work life, you would probably say things like deadlines, heavy workloads, bureaucracy, your demanding boss, people that are counting on you, people that you're depending upon. And on top of it all, you still have to balance all of that with the rest of your life. Work is stress, holidays are stress, planning is stress, doing is stress. We get stressed about what we have done and what we have not done. And we also get stressed about what we have not yet achieved. Or, more interestingly, we get stressed after achieving it about sustaining our success. Now, as leaders, we're continually making decisions. And indeed, even in our roles in life, as parents, as workers, as friends, as community members, we're continually making decisions. Decisions made in such stressful states may not lead to the wisest or most intelligent action. I will shortly teach you a simple practice to dissolve these states in less than a minute. Stress builds as we give in to repetitive thinking, and we keep thinking the same thoughts repeatedly. For example, I don't have the time, there's just so much to be done, this target is too high, what is going to happen, will I be able to handle all of this, am I really good enough to do this? And the thoughts go on. While in stress, You again and again battle with the feeling of not having control over a situation or a person, and while you're incessantly mulling over it, you drive yourself into anxiety and desperation. That continuous projection of helplessness and inner battling will in the course of time blind you to the power inherent within you and to the opportunities that are available to you. I'm sure, as I have, many of you will have experienced a situation where you are extremely stressed about something. Maybe the stress goes on for, hours, sometimes days, sometimes even longer. And then out of the blue, somebody, a friend, colleague comes along and points out the solution to you. And you suddenly realize that the solution had been right before you all of the time, but you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it because of your continual projection of helplessness, the continual repetition of the same thoughts. That's a common experience to many of us, I'm sure. So what I'd like to do now is to take a few moments to reflect on a recent experience of stress from that perspective. So what I'd like you to do for a moment is to think about a recent experience you had of stress, be it in the home, be it in the workplace. The exact circumstance doesn't matter. So what I'd like you to do is to please close your eyes and connect with that stressful state. What was it that triggered that stress for you? Was it a person? Was it a circumstance? Was it a deadline at work? Was it perhaps an unkind word? Or was it a continual thought about something that had happened? Connect with the emotion that you experienced, be it fear, anger, anxiety, overwhelm. Whatever it was, don't judge or resist it. Simply allow it and observe it. Where do you feel this emotion in your body? Often people say it's in the lower abdomen, while others say they feel it in the chest, or in the shoulders, or on the neck, or some feel it as pressure in the head. Where is it for you? As you continue to experience the emotion, observe the thought pattern that is arising. From where are your thoughts flowing? Emotions like anger or sadness are often because of thoughts flowing from the past. Anger at a past injustice, sadness at an opportunity lost, or hurt by the actions or behaviors of another. Thoughts flowing from the future can result in feelings of anxiety or fear. The what ifs. What will happen if this? What will happen if that? Can we observe the nature of these repetitive thoughts in stress? As you reflect on this experience of stress, observe, if you can, the ways in which this stress limits you. See how it limits your creativity and the ability to respond resourcefully to circumstances. See how it affects your relationship with those around you. Your colleagues, your friends, your family. Who do you become in this stress state? Is this the best version of you? Is it who you really are? Preetaji, the co-founder of the Academy, says that everyone dealing with stress should have these three realizations about stress. The first is that all stress is a projection of powerlessness over situations or people. And when you reflect on your stressful experience, is it not true that underlying it is this sense of powerlessness? The second realization is that the continued indulgence in stress leads to stress becoming a habit, and in time from a habit to an attribute of personality, as it becomes your go-to place for dealing with changes in external circumstances. Increasingly, research shows that this stress impacts your well-being, and that it begins to do so if the stressful state lasts for more than 90 seconds. And you will know that this stressful state tends to last for more than 90 seconds on a lot of occasions, including the one you're reflecting on now. The third realization is that no matter what situation you are in, you can be free of stress. And there is a simple practice that we will teach you, which you can use to dissolve your stress in under a minute any time that it arises. This is a simple breathing process to dissolve stress, and I will guide you through it. Firstly, with your eyes closed, sit erect. And we will use the conscious breathing that we learned a few moments ago. And I will get you to inhale and exhale to my count. And we will begin now. Inhale, 1, 2, and exhale for twice the duration, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2. Now hold your breath, 1, 2. Then exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Then exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll do this for 2 more cycles. And each time that we do a breath, you'll notice that you're beginning to smile at the very thing that caused you stress. Inhaling, 1, 2. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling, 1, 2. Hold, 1, 2. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and noticing the smile growing wider. Inhaling 1, 2, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, inhaling 1, 2, 3, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhaling 1, 2, holding 1, 2, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, inhaling 1, 2, 3, hold 1, 2, 3, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and noticing that you're feeling very calm, very relaxed, with a beautiful radiant smile on your face as you take one more deep breath and then gently open your eyes. And with that simple practice, that when you use it for the next 21 days or so and dissolve stress, you'll notice, first of all, that you can get it done in under a minute, and secondly, you'll notice how much more calm and more creative and more productive you will become. So I'd like to thank you for your time and for your attention this morning, and to wish you all have a wonderful day, living in a beautiful state. Very shortly now you'll be introduced to a wonderful meditation designed by the founders, and which has the power to bring about an instant shift in your consciousness, changing an ordinary state of being into a beautiful state. This meditation is known as the Great Soul Sync, and today it's practiced by thousands of people worldwide. Not only does it move you into a beautiful state, it is also designed to systematically connect your consciousness to an infinite field where possibilities can turn into realities. So when you do the meditation, what you should do beforehand is choose an intention of something that you would like to manifest into your life. And as you do the meditation, in one of the steps you'll be asked to hold that intention and to visualize that intention coming to pass. And what we have found, I and others, that the synchronicities that manifest around that intention over the coming days after the meditation, and by consistently doing the meditation each day, the synchronicities that show up that cause these things to manifest in our lives are amazing. So I'd invite you all to practice it each morning for 7 days and see how it affects for yourself. And thank you again for your time and your attention, and we'll speak to you soon.